If you're looking to refresh your home decor but are having trouble committing to a color scheme, we're here to help. We'll share with you some inspo on how to transform the interiors of your home on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. Giving your home that stylish designer look begins with picking the right colors. The secret to getting it just right is knowing how much to use of each color. Today, we'll show you how to elevate your spaces with neutral colors and texture, and texture. The rules of mixing and matching metals, the 60-30-10 decor color theory, and so much more. So when it comes to adding color or perhaps no color to your home, there's always a lot of questions with that. We get a lot of viewer questions about how do you design a beautiful neutral palette in the home. So the key thing to designing with a neutral palette like what you see here is, first of all, getting your color scheme to have at least 3 different tones or colors. So as you can see in this example, we have some cream, we have some sort of darker taupe, we have a little bit of a lighter taupe. There's a couple of different shades. So you pick your neutral, but add a couple of different colors so you get some variety. Perhaps you have the darker sofa, perhaps you have the lighter accent chairs, and then maybe a rug that brings in all of those tones to ground the design. It allows you to space out that color, but how do you keep it from looking too boring with not enough color because it's a neutral palette? Well, the key to that is adding textures. So a great place to add that texture for some interest in a neutral palette is in the rug. So this particular rug here has not only a mix of different tones, but some really fun and great texture. It's also quite comfortable. So texture is great to really add in a large surface area like an area rug. And if you don't want something with a texture, something like this is a little bit of a finer texture where you get a different cut pile in the rug, and it still adds a subtle pattern. So texture can also add pattern without it being overly colorful and bold. So this is a nice way to do that in lieu of bold patterns with color. And this one does not have texture, but you're getting pattern. So it's either visual texture, which can be in a bolder pattern, or actual texture. So you just want to add some variety. And speaking of working with a neutral palette, it really is all about kind of that very calming effect in a space. We like to create environments that are serene and soothing no matter which room in the home. And a palette in this sort of tonality really just is not only timeless, but also a very soothing space. So other areas where you could bring in that texture for a little bit more variety in your design in lieu of color is with accent pillows, perhaps an accent chair. And with those, we've been seeing a lot of great like boucle types of fabric. The boucle fabrics are really great because they are not only soft to the touch, but they're beautiful texturally as well. And in a lot of great colors. We have seen boucle on accent chairs, perhaps on an ottoman. You could even do an entire sofa in that, you pick. So any way you want to incorporate texture into your space, this is a good way to do it with the fabrics. And now we never want to forget the walls. So wall covering, I love wallpaper. If you watch SoFlo Home Project, you know every home we show has at least one wall covering in it. So it's a great way to add texture to the wall. In your neutral palette, this is sort of a stone look. And again, this is on a vinyl wall covering, so it's also a very durable option, but really creates a great look. We've got this here almost gives a look of hair on hide, so it actually looks like it's fur. It's just wall covering. It's a vinyl as well. And then something like this is sort of a padded fabric. So this is actually great for acoustic sound, but also a beautiful textured look. I also want to point out other ways with the wall covering behind me. This is not actual wood, so there's no tactile type of feel to it, but it creates a visual look of wood plank, and it adds a little wow factor. Adding something with visual texture to a space, whether it's on the floor, the walls, or the fabrics, really kind of creates that cohesive look. And now, not to ignore our kitchens and baths, if you are in a room where there's built-in cabinetry, don't ignore the countertops. That is a great opportunity to do something with a subtle texture. This here is a quartz countertop. There's actually a very subtle texture. It feels like stone, like a natural stone. And then speaking of natural stone, this is a leather finish on a quartzite. Also gives just a little bit of a different hand to it and creates sort of a mattified look with a little bit of depth. So that's a nice way to treat your countertops. And in neutrals, your cabinetry, your woods can also, even your furnishings, have a little bit more texture in the wood grain. We're seeing a lot of oak, rift cut oak looks still on cabinetry and in furnishings, and there's a lot of great texture there. If you're taking it a little bit more tropical, we also have a lot of great options. We're seeing a lot of rattan and cane and all of that woven type of textures on furnishings. So you could either bring it modern with texture, tropical, or anywhere in between. Coming up next, learn how to find color balance by applying the 60-30-10 decor color theory on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
Hi, this is John with USA Windows and Doors.
And I'm Mike Rednauer, the Vice President of Sales. We're here at a beautiful historical church in North Miami.
Our company is specialized not only in residential, we also do commercial. And today we're going to show you the quality of installation in this church.
So this church in North Miami has been here for many, many years. And guess what? It was ready for some impact windows and doors. So we've replaced the old stained glass windows with more energy efficient hurricane windows, and it's been amazing. And we're able to accomplish all of that and accommodate them with no money down, no money out of their pocket, no payments for 6, 8, 10, 12 months after installation. So as you can see, we covered up all of the furniture, we covered up the carpet, we protected the pews. So it's all about protecting the home, all about protecting the property. But not only did we do that, but we also, when we did the installation, we took out all the old windows, we put all the new hurricane impact windows in that not only gives protection against storms, but as you can hear, there's a highway out there. It gets lots of noise reduction. The energy efficiency saves money on the FPL bill every single month. So it's actually saving them money month in, month out. We were able to accommodate a lot of their special needs with the Bible, the prayer hands on the glass. That was so custom, and they were so happy to learn that we could do that for them. So just know this, it doesn't matter if it's residential or commercial, we can do custom doors, custom windows, different designs. Anything you're looking for, give us a call, we'll take care of you. And we took care of all the permitting, all the engineering, and all the custom work that needed to be done. This is a very old building, so with all the structural cracks and things like that, we're able to fix everything and make it look so beautiful.
So if you're also ready to upgrade to impact windows and doors, whether it's your business or your residential home, visit us at usawindowsanddoors.com or give us a call.
And we'll take care of all of your hurricane impact window and door needs.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share some tips on designing your home with color or without. So we just talked about neutrals and textures if you want to create a very serene look and very almost monochromatic in a sense. But now I wanted to switch gears and talk a little bit about adding in a dominant color, a secondary color, and an accent color, and how to get that all right. So in design, we have a rule called the 60-30-10 rule. And what that means is in a space, 60% of that space is going to be your dominant color. So in this office, that is sort of this lime green, as you see. The wallpaper behind me, the accent chairs, most of the main color in the rug, and even some of the things on the shelves. So it picks up throughout in the bins and the accent pieces. So the dominant color here that fits that 60% is the green. Next to my 30%, which is our secondary color, the color that's going to get the second most amount of coverage and area, right? So here, that is going to be the white. I wanted to bring in a light and fresh pop with white in this room. So all of the desks, cabinetry, shelving, accent pieces, and of course, the rest of the pattern here on the wall covering, and even a little hint in the rug. The last piece, which is that 10%, is your accent color. So in this room, it's sort of a charcoal gray. If you look at the desk mats, look down into the carpet there in the pattern, and even on the wall covering here, as you'll see, there's an accent of charcoal gray. So that really is a good ground rule if you're unsure of how to mix color throughout a room. Think about it like that. Perhaps your sofa is the dominant color, and maybe that's also an accent wall color. So once you have your 60-30-10, and you've kind of dispersed the color throughout, there's another thing we talk about in design when putting together a color scheme, and that is a bridge piece of fabric, a bridge piece of whether it be the area rug. You want to bridge all of those colors together. So that also is your opportunity if you're adding a fourth or fifth color as an accent. Those patterned pieces that are bridge fabrics or other objects will work that all together. That example of the 60-30-10 can be just for a singular room, but you could really apply that throughout your home as well. Another nice way to do that is to also have that color kind of change in hue and shade. So perhaps your living room has bolder blues as the main color. Then going into the family room, you could bring it to lighter, softer blues, or even bring in a little bit of aqua or green. You know, taking the same color and going through different shades and variations of it throughout your space. Also, another nice way to connect with color. Coming up, we have the rules on mixing and matching metals on SoFlo Home Project. So we are here today at All American Roofing's offices, joined by Susan Manning. Susan, welcome. It's great to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
So it's another rainy day here in South Florida. And when it's raining, usually the first time we notice those roof leaks in a home or in a business.
Yeah, so most roofing companies, I think, when it rains, they send their people home. We are completely the opposite. When it rains, we are super busy. Our phones are ringing off the hook. We have men out there trying to stop leaks temporarily. So we're full force out when it's raining, not only for our commercial clients, but for our residential clients as well. Sometimes we can't do anything, but at least they feel better that we showed up, see the situation, and then we come back the next day if the weather clears.
Susan, so I think one of the biggest concerns or questions that homeowners might have is it just a repair? Do you have to start thinking about maybe replacing that roof? I feel like there's a lot of questions.
There are a lot of questions, and we do offer free estimates for those repairs. All they need to do is call the office. We'll set it up for them, and we'll come out there. If we feel their roof is too old, or maybe the roof was not put on correctly, so a repair would be wasting money, we prefer that, give you an estimate for a new roof. We're not going to put a Band-Aid on something that we know is going to leak. And the reason why we do this is because we guarantee our work.
Some great stuff right there, Susan, and it speaks so much about All American Roofing and all that you do for homeowners and even commercial businesses.
Yeah, we really care for our customers.
How do people reach you at All American Roofing for help with any of those things?
How they reach us is 954-772-7663 by phone or allamericanroof.com on the web.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
When it's time to move, it's often a good time to get rid of things that we don't want, and it's a good time to declutter. So Good Greek Junk Removal comes in really handy to our customers as part of our one-stop shop and total relocation solutions. By getting rid of things that our customers don't need, we're saving them time and money. Good Greek Junk Removal not only helps you get rid of those unwanted things by disposing of them at the dump or taking them to your local charity, but Good Greek can also help in construction and renovation sites by helping get rid of that debris. So whether you're moving and you need to declutter, or you just need to do some spring cleaning around the house, Good Greek Junk Removal can help you get it all done.
Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share design tips with you. So we had talked about designing with neutrals, adding in textures, and the rule of adding color throughout a space and how to make it all feel kind of dispersed and even. But now we wanted to shift to other design dilemmas and questions that viewers have, and I think this one, mixing metals, is really one of those things in design that can be the most challenging. So when it comes to mixing metals, there sort of is a little bit of an art to it. And I wanted to kind of easily break that down so you can mix and match like a pro at home. So let me start with gold. Everyone has loved the sort of brushed brass and gold accents. We're seeing so much of it in home decor. So gold has a lot of different variations. Some are more of a champagne gold like this one here. Some has more of a yellow undertone and mostly brush finished, but we're still seeing even polished finish like this. As you see, the tonality is a little bit different in each one. And then if I want to take it one step further and really mix it up, look at all just the different golds and brasses there are in this, right? So how do you make it all work? So since mixing metals is a trend, keep in mind when you're picking if it's fixtures and faucets and hardware or furniture, kind of try to keep to one tone of gold or maybe two. I think once you go over two, you're really getting into a lot of mixture. So now, what if you want to contrast it completely? I think that's the easiest way if you're looking for a gold and perhaps you have this hardware on some cabinetry in the room, but you want to add maybe bar stools and you can't find the same gold. Consider adding that secondary metal. Gold pairs really beautifully with matte black right now. That's a great combination we're seeing a lot of. You could also pair it with a silver or a brushed finish, right? We're seeing a lot of silver and gold accents. And even we're seeing a lot of gunmetal. This also a softer way to bring almost that matte black feel. So even the chrome and sort of the polished nickel looks really beautiful with the matte black. There are certain metals that actually tend to pair better with one another. I love these two cool tones, the gunmetal and this polished nickel, also a very nice combination. Now you could play with finishes, polished and brushed, or keep it all brushed for consistency. So the rules here, try to stick to two bold metal colors, repeat it more than once. I like to repeat, if you're working with different metals, 2 to 3 times in that space. So think about all the areas in your room that have metal. It could be your art framing, it could be your accessories, it could be your door handles, cabinet hardware, faucets, light fixtures, furniture legs. There's so much. But when you get to the rooms with the more kind of semi-permanent fixtures, like your bathrooms and even your kitchens, there, the mixing, I think you kind of want to narrow it down and be a little bit more consistent with that as well. If you're thinking about mixing metals there, a good way to do it is to have your sink faucet be the one that has the mixed metal. Because then you could pull from there to your accessories that are hanging or your countertop accessories. So you have one space that kind of brings two colors together. It's really easy to do that with the faucet. Next, we look at trending colors for the different surfaces of your home on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share ways to bring color into your home. So I thought now would be sort of a good opportunity to kind of recap on trending colors, some favorite colors. So sort of one color palette we've been seeing a lot of is sort of this return to warmer neutrals. So with soft tan colors, off-white, creams, and also the accents of almost a light coral color. It just is a really pretty mix. We're even seeing terracotta as well. So sort of this return to the warmer neutrals with a warmer accent color in that sort of terracotta based hue. Softer versions of it like here are even more saturated. This has been the year of green. We have seen a lot of green. We've toured a lot of homes with beautiful green accents, from emerald to soft sage and everything in between. I love green. I think next to blue, it's sort of my favorite color that sort of feels neutral at the same time because it's soothing and peaceful in tonality. So we've got these sort of blue greens in a very soft muted hue. We're also seeing, like I mentioned, the bolder emerald. And of course, you can never go wrong with green in your plants and foliage throughout your home. We're also seeing a lot of these mustard tones, a return to more of the yellows and the bolder kind of hues. And as you see, it pairs nicely with a lot of this sort of light terracotta. So all of these kind of colors together are really becoming sort of that return to like a richer jewel tone. If you are looking to add colors, these are some great trending tones. Now in South Florida, blue is a forever favorite, so why not add it into your home? Everything from sort of aquas to more richer blues, even down to the navies, which is so nautical and coastal. I think a really nice way if you want to bring in a very timeless and classic look, navy with tan and white. So there's a lot of great options to bring blues in. We've toured, again, so many homes that have bought blue in just about every room. And remember, the easiest way to change out color in the home is by keeping it in smaller items like your pillows, your accessories, your tabletop decor, and perhaps a small accent chair, or even within the pattern of a rug. So I hope that this was a great way to get you inspired about bringing color through your own home or playing it safe with beautiful neutrals and textures. There's a lot of great ways to bring any type of tone or color to your home, and I hope that this gets you started in the right direction. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, when your small renovation turns into a major project, it can feel overwhelming. We show you how to make the most of your growing home remodel by turning things into a design opportunity. Thank you for joining us this week, and we hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.